Ohayo, my name is Minimitoku and welcome to 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors Part 30. Last time we finally opened that door and yes, I am still bad at counting, but let's just go outside and see what happens actually. Because yeah, we've unlocked some story parts and I'm quite curious what becomes of them. They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backward L.
All right, let's go.
Let's go then. Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the stairs straight away. Ah, that's a straight away. He ran and ran and ran. And he bumped into the door. At the end of the hallway was a door. Yeah, I mean, you can't run for that long.
That's the next door.
Maybe? He made straight for
Wait,
it.
a piece of paper.
Where? He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. In the middle of the floor? Mm-hmm. Yep. How can you see a piece of paper in the middle of the floor? I don't know, but he saw it. Yeah, skidded to a halt. Me too, because why are you writing Junpei with an M all of a sudden? I know when you pronounce it, it sounds a little bit like an M, Junpei, but it's actually an N, Junpei. But yeah, I get it why you would write an M, but keep it consistent, please.
This is...
See? He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor.
Map of the ship's interior for ADEC.
Yep, so where are we here? No, that can't be. Where are the captain's quarters? Can you tell me, Junpei?
What's wrong?
We found a map. Slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei. Where's Clover?
I found a map for this floor.
He showed Ace what he snatched from the wall. Was it on the floor? On the wall? In the floor? Good gosh, where was it? He looked at it long enough to determine what it was and nodded.
I see.
I don't know, it seems like they're screwing up towards the end. Why would they do that? Well, I guess because, they see the end and they're like, we need to finish this fast and quickly and stuff. And yeah, things like this happen, but it's much more towards the end. It just cumulated. After that, he began running again, past Junpei.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Indeed.
I should keep this, though.
But where's Clover? Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got up to follow Ace. But something stopped him.
Where's Clover?
Exactly. He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be
Damn
seen.
it. What the hell is she up to?
Ace, I warn you. Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob. What are you doing, Clover?
Clover!
Huh?
Come here. As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly. What's up with you?
What the hell are you doing?
Yep.
Nothing.
No, I didn't do anything. No.
What do you mean, nothing?
Did you? Wait, did you snatch a bracelet? Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket as if trying to hide something. What did you
What the hell
got
is
there?
that?
Yeah, what is that?
You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
I want to see it.
This?
Show it to me.
This is
Clover?
a note.
Note. I don't believe you. Because, like, your pockets seemed very full. Like, if you put several things or huge things into them.
A note?
Not just a note.
Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes. It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
Darkness of the sinister hand?
What the hell? Let me see it.
Yeah.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's voice. Of course, Ace!
Hey, Junpei, Clover! What are you two doing? Hurry up!
Ace!
He's getting mad.
Clover
I'll
shrugged.
show it to you later, all right?
You got away this time,
Come on,
Clover.
we gotta hurry.
Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L. A note? A note. Junpei was curious, yes. Me too, but there was something else that bothered
From
him.
the look of that pocket,
There was something else in there, I know.
it doesn't particularly look like just a note.
Uh-huh.
Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and run off after Clover. We are here now. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
Big stairs. So this is where it ends up. Just
Yep.
like it says on the map.
It was just what he'd expected to see after reading the map. His "I see" after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there's a door number 4, which would put us right at the beginning again.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
Really? And not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as
Really?
well.
Let's join them.
Yay, let's join them, of course. They glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B-deck at the same time.
Jumpy, Clover.
Whee! June's face was excited. Hi, June! Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her. Yep.
What's up?
What's wrong? Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it.
Oh, yeah, you found door
Found
number
what?
9.
We found it.
What did you find?
The last door.
There's supposed to be multiple of them.
We found door 9.
What?
Come on! Just follow us! We'll explain on the way!
Okay.
Boy. Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case.
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
Yep. The rest followed.
Jumpy. We finally made it.
Whee! The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what one of them
Yeah.
felt.
It's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. No, I think there's something before that we need to uncover. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was.
We've reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door.
Yeah, that's why there should be multiple doors. We saw it in the last ending, right?
7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind.
But yeah, they don't know that there should be multiple doors.
2 people. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left.
Yep.
I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Yeah. Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy!
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could. So either the other ones aren't thinking about that, or they indeed found 2 doors. Junpei followed. Down to C deck. Down the elevator. Yeah, because they went through the room we went through during the last ending. Or before the last ending. As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode impatiently down to E deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the 2 elevators. 7 grabbed hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the 4 of us got into the elevator on the left, and it took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow and eventually to the number 6 that you 2 found earlier.
Yep.
We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it.
Yep,
Once
us
we were through that
too.
door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side.
Yep. As we all did.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you split up, you'll always come to the same room again. Or it seems like that, at least. With that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
Over here. Follow.
Follow me, yep. 7 began walking down the hallway that led towards the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him.
By the way,
That doesn't sound like a jog. They had been walking for a while, June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
you know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Why would you say that?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What?
What?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus, what's their digital route?
Oh. Yep, it's
9.
9.
It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He
Why?
said we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
Okay.
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, Santa has been through this too.
Well,
Right?
I wouldn't have called that one.
Well, that's what we got from Clover's cryptic statements. Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
Okay.
Is that so?
Junpei was about to respond when 7 suddenly
We're
stopped.
here.
In front of them stood a
So,
door.
Is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see 7's face, but he could see him nod.
There's no other place for us to go.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
Yep.
I see.
It looked as though 7 was right. The door in front of them was their only
All
choice.
right, let's get moving.
Come on, hop in. He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. There it is. It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
No way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door, a decorated set on the back wall of a rectangular room. Yep, it's the small chapel. And the other numbered door should be like back here. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. Of course it wouldn't open. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red bolted to the wall next to the door. It displayed red. Its display read vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9.
No doubt about it, this is door 9, yeah. Nice observation there, Junpei. It would do you good to turn around.
Finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete
Junpei,
silence.
Look behind you.
He turned around.
Behind?
What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9.
Yep, the second
There's another one.
door.
Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going?
His words came slowly and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door, set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. 9. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door.
There's a red there too. That means.
Yeah, you got 2 doors. Congratulations,
And of course
Junpei.
it won't open.
He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
Because so everybody can leave? It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far.
Yep.
They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle.
That's right.
Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room.
Maybe.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here.
Or not, and you can just choose whichever door you
I
like.
searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah. Both of these are the right door.
Why would you put those on door and not on right?
I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is
Yes.
hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Junpei began to mutter to
So if there are
himself.
2 number 9 doors, if we split it up right,
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, because you're one person short. She held
You
out her
got a
hand.
notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them?
yeah, here.
There you go. Slightly confused, he pulled them, cut and handed them to her. Yeah, you're missing the number 2.
Look at
You're
this.
missing Snake. Clara opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it?
It's just 16. You would need 18, so you would need Snake. There
The
you go.
numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people. So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind. Right?
yeah.
Clover nodded almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math
No
problem.
way.
Yeah. The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank.
Come to think of it,
Look at the coffin, please. Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him. Finally.
What is this room?
It's a chapel. Walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Look in front, there's a coffin. Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet...
Is that an altar?
It was recessed space set into the wall between the 2 other doors. But what I haven't figured out yet, what are those symbols? I mean, this looks like a planet symbol too, but I've never seen this one on the right. I don't know what they mean, maybe you know? Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. Oh.
A coffin?
I don't think it's Alice.
No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? Snake! That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. Open that freaking coffin, please! At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one. Yeah, if Seven stays behind, then all the other people can go through one of the doors.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine. Let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong. She just... screw it. Let me just write it out.
Yeah, here you go. Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way. Only one combination, though.
Yep.
If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
And you would be left behind.
This means...
Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am.
You want to stay behind.
I'll stay behind.
Shock! You didn't figure this
Why are you
out?
acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
What's up with you two anyway? Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
No, I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either.
I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
Yeah, you have a coffin right in front of you. And Snake is supposed to be in there.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven.
Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corners of Seven's eyes. That was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussions of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
Then what's up with...
I said alone.
Ah.
Huh?
You want to stay behind too?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you...
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No, those are my orders.
Orders? Santa, who are
What do
you?
you mean orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What?
3,
Whoa.
2, 1.
Santa was so fast Junpei could barely see him. What the heck? When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... He had June. Santa! What are you doing? Good gosh. And the look on his face. What the heck? Santa, what are you doing?
See? I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. Okay, there I thought we needed to pay attention to Ace. But no, we needed to pay attention to Santa. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Yeah, nothing makes sense anymore. Santa's son changed in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand, a revolver. Yep, I think it's the same revolver that Ace stole in the last ending. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain and identified as a revolver roughly against her temples.
Why? What the hell is that?
Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke, almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
Yeah, it is. But wait, what did June say? It was also Santa that refused to go through door number 9 with Ace and 7. So, what the heck is going on here?
What room?
The one they went
One of the
through.
rooms behind door 6.
Yep.
I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Damn it!
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the rat. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders.
Wait. 3 plus 6 is 9. So you want Lotus to come with you?
Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me.
Oh wait, Ace and Lotus.
Put your hands in the red.
I still can't do maths, apparently.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order.
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Right. Fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched. The gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real and worked.
He really shot it? But why? Santa, why are you...
Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the four-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched, almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up. Just shut up, you stupid bitch!
Santa, what's gotten into
Put a
you?
bullet in your fucking head?
Flecks of spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small.
Santa.
He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
Alright, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day. Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Come on. Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath, like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate.
That's it.
Shune's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot and she would leave the ship alive, along with Santa, Ace and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei
It's
to
the
do.
only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go.
Huh?
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know, but you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us.
Yep.
It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of.
Finding your brother.
No, you can't. Ace,
Yes.
Lotus, don't come over.
Yes, we can.
Don't worry about me, please.
June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders and pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step, and another. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
all right.
Fine.
Just go! Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
Alright, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand onto the scanner panel. The 4th asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. Soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Junpei could almost hear Lotus' teeth grind. Come on, get through that door and we'll figure something out. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few.
Go!
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well. 7, 8...
Later.
What was that about, Santa? After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. Okay, I don't know what this is all about, because I've actually forgotten most of the ending. So, yeah, Santa apparently betrayed us all. Yay! Thanks, Santa. And you threatened June at that, and Junpei won't take that lightly. But also that means Lotus, Santa, and June are alone with Ace, which turned out, well, who turned out to be murderers in during the last ending. So, I'm not quite sure. I thought as much that, like, the setting was the same, but the outcome was different, and that Ace is still a bad person during this other ending too, but I'm not quite sure of that anymore. But I pretty much believe that the setting is still the same, but the outcome is different, and Ace is still a bad person during this ending too. I just don't know what role Santa plays in all of this. But yeah, we can speculate about that until the next episode, I guess. So, thanks everybody so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay true to yourselves.